I want to go back to the issue of readiness, which has been a story. And a major concern is that we are now sending our forces into Latvia without that battle group battalion level training that we routinely have done at Wainwright. So my concern is, how is this impacting our ability? I know we're saying it's great to exercise with our allies, but I can tell you that our allies are going out there battle ready. And I question whether or not our guys and gals are in tip-top fighting condition when they don't have that time to train we have routinely done in the past. General?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and thank you for the question. Certainly, I would absolutely agree with you. Readiness is critically important for your ability to be able to execute on operations, and you must be ready to be able to execute on operations. The mechanisms through which you get ready and are ready, I think, are different depending upon the organization that you're part of, be it the Air Force, the Army. We know the key components to readiness, which are personnel, equipment, training, and the sustainment elements that you need to be able to deliver on operations. And certainly, I would say we have traditionally used the series of exercises in the West as one of the training and readiness functions for the Canadian Army as they were moving into their high readiness phase going forward. The stand-up and the move of the battle group to brigade in Latvia with the many partners that we have over there is also causing us to reassess what is the best way to do both the individual and then collective training that needs to be done to be able to operate. We have heard previously that it had quite an impact on families.
We talk about readiness, and the forces are only sitting at 61% readiness, and the amount of equipment that we have available that is ready and able to use is now under 60%. And we're always supposed to have, at least one battalion at high readiness, and another battalion training up to go into high readiness as a constant circulation, just for protection of Canada and being ready to deploy if called upon. So if we aren't training up our current battalion and brigade group that is in Latvia, where are we sitting with the level of readiness within the forces that are sitting domestically?
So you are correct. We have people sitting at different levels of readiness. As you come off of high readiness and you return back into a lower state of readiness, that's sort of a bit of a reconstitution time for people to do training, for equipment to be repaired, that sort of thing. The next group are on the road to high readiness, while another group are sitting at high readiness moving forward. And so this type of I would say, a progression towards readiness is for the Army, how they do the managed readiness program that they have. Whether they're... So we talk about the
Army at high readiness, and that we are definitely beyond those numbers. How many fighter pilots do we have today?
I'm afraid I couldn't tell you exactly the number of fighter pilots that we have.
Would you be able to get that information to the committee?
Absolutely.
If you can get that information, can you ballpark it?
I would say there's currently less fighter pilots available than the commander of the Air Force would currently wish to be able to do both the missions that we have today and the training for the transition to the new F-35.
Yeah, so we're at 40, more than 40, less than 40?
I would not be able to give you the accurate number.
General Eyre recently complained that the use of military personnel in fighting wildfires in Canada has become, in some cases, wickedly wasteful. And he went on to say, I made it quite clear to other departments that our capacity to do what we did last year is not the same, especially with reduced readiness and increased deployments to Latvia. And he told senior officers on a video conference on April 23rd, we're not going to have the same forces available for the scale and duration of response. So what are we doing to correct this in making sure that we can get back to a high level of readiness, just from standpoint of doing what the Canadian Armed Forces is meant to do, which is be prepared to fight? And then what's the long-term goal here on supporting domestic operations through Operation Lentis?
You're 100%. The Canadian Armed Forces does need to be prepared and ready to fight, and that's that mission which we can do that others cannot within the environment. That being said, Canada has always turned to its Canadian Armed Forces in times of extraordinary crisis to be able to support domestically, and we have IRUs that are established within the provinces to have that mission going forward. It is challenging, and last summer's wildfires certainly did see Canadian Armed Forces members deployed for quite an extended period of time, longer than we had previously seen.
General, can I just ask a quick question? If you don't have time to answer, if you can provide the information to committee or answer it in a follow-up question from one of my colleagues, can you give us the current recruitment numbers that we have in the Canadian Armed Forces, Air Force, Navy, and Army, and then also do that from the reserve standpoint? My understanding is that we're just barely treading water right now, and we're still over 15,000 troops short.